Enterprise networks are on the move, with a new generation of powered and connected devices, sensors, and systems being deployed at the edge, closer to where they are needed, but further from the central power sources and network core upon which they depend. The connected environment has become more complex, but the infrastructure that supports it needn't be. Meet Constellation, a uniquely designed building edge infrastructure solution that radically simplifies the reliable delivery of power and bandwidth to every corner of the network. In this installation video, we'll take you step by step through the solution's installation process. So, let's get to it. The Constellation enclosure can be installed during the rough-in stage of construction. Prior to installation, check to make sure the threaded rod and nuts used to hang the Constellation point are in the correct locations and are set at the correct height above the ceiling grid. Secure the enclosure to the threaded rod and level the unit to be flush with the ceiling grid. When installed properly, the Constellation point will sit above the grid within the 2x2 space. When ready, the Constellation powered backplane can be rocked into place using the two hanging slots at the rear of the enclosure. Then, lock the powered backplane into place using the two thumb screws inside the enclosure. The enclosure has mounting support for both Propel and G2 fiber modules. Here, we're securing a Propel module using the included hook and loop strap. The powered backplane has a grounding point to provide grounding to building steel. The Constellation power transmitter is a 2-rack unit power source that mounts into a 19-inch rack using the provided hardware. Transmitter cards are installed in the upper portion of the power transmitter. A total of 24 transmitter cards can be installed into a power transmitter. The power transition panel connects the transmitter cards to the hybrid cable system. Mount the panel into the same rack as the power transmitter using the provided hardware. Power interconnect cables connect the transmitter cards to the hybrid cables. Cut and trim these cables to length for your installation. The hybrid cable contains 16 AWG conductors. Before installing it into the power transition panel, prep the cable by installing the copper ferrule terminations. The ends of the copper cables can now be inserted into the power transition panel. Insert the copper pairs to match with the transmitter card's cabling from the power transmitter. Fiber panels connect to the fiber optic cabling in the hybrid cable. Install the correct module based on the number of fibers in your cable. Here, we are using a Propel 16-fiber MPO. Be sure to follow all cleaning procedures prior to patching fiber optics into the system. To begin installing the hybrid cable, remove the protective panel. This exposes the power backplane connections and fiber pass-through opening. Next, remove the fault-managed power connectors and set them aside. You will need them to terminate the hybrid cable. The hybrid cable has two jacketed units, one for the fiber and one for the copper pairs. Cut back the appropriate length needed for the installation. Remove the jacket from the copper bundle to prepare for termination. As with the cable end we just installed into the power transition panel, this end needs to be prepped before installing it into the power backplane. Cut the copper to length and install the copper ferrule terminations. Next, disassemble the supplied gland and pull the cable ends through the mounting hole of the powered backplane. Reassemble the gland to secure cable entry to powered backplane. Install the terminated copper ferrules into the power backplane connector and securely push them into the power backplane. Route the pre-terminated fiber cable through the exposed opening and into the enclosure. Here is a closer look at the installation and removal of the terminated copper ferrules into the power backplane connector. Prior to installing the pre-terminated fiber into the mounted cassette, it is recommended that you clean the connector and the module. You're now ready to connect the Constellation point enclosure to the network device. Open the bottom of the enclosure and use the thumb screw to release the front panel. This provides access to the inside of the enclosure. Note that the mounting positions require a captive nut for mounting. Using the mounting hardware provided by the switch manufacturer, install the switch inside the Constellation point enclosure. Connect to the required power source. Note that each Constellation point provides a 110-volt AC terminal, as well as 48-volt and 24-volt DC terminals. Here, we are connecting to the 110-volt AC power source. Network devices connect directly to the switch using patch cords. After installing the connections at the switch, close and secure the enclosure. Route the Category 6A cabling to the devices and connect. Constellation supports a wide variety of applications, including PoE lighting, wireless access points, IP cameras, PoE-powered computers, digital signage, building automated controllers, ERA DAS access points, and more. And that's pretty much all there is to it. While this video is not meant as a comprehensive installation guide, we hope it's given you a good idea of how Constellation is designed to help you work faster and smarter. For more information about the Constellation Building Edge Infrastructure platform, contact your CommScope representative or visit commscope.com/constellation.